Hello YouTube. I'm gonna do a video today reading a piece of writing I read the other day. And to be honest, I haven't even read it over since I've read it, but it's one of them things, like when I'm writing, it's the same with when I'm drawing. It just comes out of my head. Like there's no planning or anything. I just start writing or drawing, and it just like flows sort of. So yeah, I'm gonna read that to you today, and then I might go through it a little bit as well. So let's go. I don't quite understand the whole concept of small talk. Deep conversations are so much more interesting. These are the conversations that make life worth living, right? But so many of us get caught up in small, insignificant events which serve as no true purpose. They fail to see the bigger picture and just accept the fact that what people say is true. We must question everything. In order to create our own reality, we have to take ownership of the events which occur in our lives. Otherwise, how can we fix the problem if we have placed the blame upon someone else, left it in their hands? It is so much easier in the short term to not hold responsibility for the way we feel or act. However, in the long term, it eats away at our insides, slowly slowly tearing us apart until we can stand strong no longer. We have to learn how to deal with the challenges life throws at us. Instead of acting upon suppression, we must talk and reflect, learn how to take a lesson from all that has to and all has yet to occur. So yeah, that's what I wrote. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is we have to take responsibility for our emotions, for everything that goes on in our life. Even if we don't feel like it's fully our fault, we take responsibility for it because it's no one else's fault most likely. Like people may do certain things which may make you feel a certain way, but is it really the thing that that person is doing, or is it the perception that you have on the thing that the person is doing? And breathe. It's like you can't escape all the negativity. You can't escape humanity in that way because, like this, we've got families and we've got friends that we have to like be ourselves around and like be accepted and stuff. But we can't just go around blaming everyone else for the way they make us feel because it's not their fault. They're living their own reality. You're not at the top of their books all the time, are you? You're just another little letter in their chapter. Just a little insignificant thing floating around. Like when you start to perceive reality in the way that we are all just the same, like we're all just animals, we're all just what we like to call people, this species of animal. It sort of like takes away from the whole stress of being a person, because in Western cultures we've got all these weights piled on our shoulders that we have to get this good job and like go to university and go to college and like make lots of money, but that's not the meaning of life. Like, have you ever asked yourself that question? What is the meaning of life? Like, you could sit there for days debating it on all these like philosophical remarks, but can you ever really come to like an accurate conclusion? I mean, there's like lots of different. It all just depends on the perspective, doesn't it? Because what's it called? Hedonism. Hedonists, they believe that the whole meaning of life is simply just to have fun. And then you've got all these other different philosophical labels which categorize different people's perspectives and give it a name. whatever you may believe in life and whatever you think is important. I don't know if that makes sense what I've just said, but yeah. It's like everything we say in life, it might not necessarily be right, but it's right to us or we wouldn't be saying it. Like, it's just about going with what you feel is right, being authentic and saying everything you believe to be true, and even when the whole world might be against you, you've got to stick to what you deeply, intuitively believe is right, because that's how you're going to be happy in the long run. And sometimes that means you've got to close off a little bit and maybe move towards social media, because I'm telling you now, you're not the only person in the world who thinks the way you do. There's like millions, think about it, there's 6.5 billion people in this world. Might be 7 billion, I don't know. But what are the chances that at least one of them people don't think in a similar way to you, that you can't have a deep conversation with them? It's more than likely, isn't it? Even though, like, being in an awakened state, that's like the minority. It is growing, but it's still the minority. We're like awakened beings are just dotted around the globe everywhere. Like, there's lots of us, we're just spread out. And how would you even know, walking through the street without having a detailed conversation with the person you've just walked past? How would you know if they were awake, or how would you know if they were interested in the same sorts of things as you? Which is another reason you should talk to strangers. Like, we're brought up our whole lives not being told not to talk to strangers because of the fear of kidnapping and rape and stuff like that. But then again, we're living under the laurels of fear, and we don't want to do that. We want to live in the laurels of love, because fear controls us. Fear stops us from fulfilling our full potential, to be honest. And I guess it can be hard, because we've got to unlearn everything we've learned. We've got to question everything, because our parents, they do care about us, but they may not always be right. The things they say aren't always right. Maybe you're from a broken home, and that's definitely not right. But maybe you're from a pretty happy household with like a nice mum, a nice dad, and you're still just following what they say is right, aren't you? Like, it might not necessarily be right, but it's right to them. And by questioning them, you don't have to question them. You've just got to do it. Just do what you feel is right. Just do it and show them, because talk is cheap. You can sit there for days and days talking to them about how you want to fulfill this lifestyle, but they're not going to see the progress being made, are they? Maybe the only time they will actually believe in you fully is when you've actually shown them the proof, the evidence that it's worked out for you. Yeah, makes sense. Just gotta be authentic. Just be yourself. I completely forgot that I read that thing. Is there anything else in here that I want to add upon? Yeah, the small talk aspect. Like, so many people are just so like stuck in this cycle of wanting to talk about little things that don't mean anything, and they're not going to help you at all in life. But they get so stuck at it. They get so wound up in it all, and it's like, I don't see why. Like, why? But then again, that is the way that they've known life. Like, think about it. We've got TVs. I don't watch TV personally because I believe it brainwashes you, and I've seen it. Like, I've sat and watched soaps with my sisters, and it's like, it's brainwashing you. It's teaching you that it's okay to like stick your nose in other people's business and want to know what everyone else is up to. And it's always about the drama. Same with the news. It's always about the drama, the negativity. That's the main focus on TV. Because they're trying to keep you in that state of fear. They want you to be controlled. Again, it's all leads back to control. You've got to learn to be the teacher of your own mind and control your own mind and control your own thoughts through meditation and escaping society's expectations by following your own path. I'm going to make another video in a minute about energy, so I'm going to stop this one. I hope you're all having a nice day, and yeah, peace out. Bye.